Did you hear about the scam though?
What scam?
Because there's a couple of scammers who are charging when completing your TDA, they call it. Make sure you're on the official government website.
We are talking about flights. We're sharing all of our tips that we've learned along the way. Hopefully it's useful for you, especially if you are traveling with a family to this side of the world, to Southeast Asia.
As I'm sure you're aware, it's quite a long trip to Thailand, so it is about 11.5 hours if you're traveling from London Heathrow. Number one for us is book an overnight flight. That is an absolute non-negotiable. It makes the travel process so much smoother.
Yeah.
You can exhaust the kids during the day, and then get to the airport, have some dinner, hop on the flight. Everyone's excited. They bring you another dinner, and then everyone can kind of settle down for an evening. So this has worked really well for us.
Yeah.
Our preferred carrier of airline, which we'll share at the end, only does night flights from London, departing from London. So they leave from London Heathrow at 9:35, which for us is just such a really good time. So hopefully by the time it's about midnight, people are kind of actually sleeping. The excitement's over and they've started to get tired.
Burn them out, burn out that energy, go to sleep and leave me alone, because you know I'm falling asleep before the plane's taken off.
Let's be honest, in the first 30 minutes, I will look at him and he will already be sleeping.
Yeah, well, I've got my mouth open. But absolutely, if you can, try and find a deal that is an overnight. Or some people go for the connecting flight, which I do understand. If you do want to save some money, I do get it. But I think just take the hit. The problem with connecting flights is you're going to take all the kids off, your luggage off, trying to keep them entertained for 4, 6 hours, 2 hours, whatever it is, getting back on that flight. So we just feel like suffer once and just go direct.
Actually, something else to mention is if you're taking a connecting flight, most likely that they will do a stop in the Middle East. So it will be about 7 hours to the Middle East and then about 7 hours after. So the thing just ends up being so much longer. And what we found is 7 hours into the flight, everyone's sleeping. It would mean waking everybody up, getting off, and then getting back on again. So I'm going to say I'm not doing, like, if there's no straight flight, I'm not doing it. I'm so sorry. I don't even think it's that much cheaper that you will have a better, it's worth the saving.
I would much rather have a better experience flying. Everyone's way more
chilled.
Yeah.
You know what it's like
Absolutely.
as parents,
Oh
like
my
trying to
gosh.
get all of the bags, everybody in their seat, everybody watching a movie they like.
Chaos.
I don't want to sit there, I want to sit there.
I don't like this, Daddy. I don't like this food. It can be absolute chaos. Let's just try and make this trip as easy, as smooth as possible.
Definitely book a direct flight. That wasn't our point, was it? But it should have been a point. Book an overnight direct flight.
Point number 2, you want to make sure that you pack enough clothing for your little people. Make sure, you never know what may happen along the way. We know accidents do happen with little people, so we want to make sure that we are covered.
I think it's funny that you're even saying this one because you do not pack any bags for
I can't lie.
for
I put my hands
anybody.
up. I do not do any packing whatsoever.
So mums, if that's your responsibility, which I'm sure it is packing the clothes and the hand luggage for everybody, just make sure you've got a spare pair of clothes for everybody, including your older kids, just because they might get messy from the food or something, or they might smell their water bottle. And personally for myself, I actually like to pack spare underwear. It's a long flight and sometimes you can't shower, so just like a little freshen up, brush your teeth, change pants is really nice to do. And lastly, do not forget your jumper for the plane. It's so easy to get like so caught up with all of the luggage and packing, and I'm going somewhere warm, I'm in the airport and it's fine. Just remember, when you get on the aeroplane, sometimes that aircon will hit you and it can be so chilly, so make sure you have packed your jumper, especially for the way home, otherwise you're going to have a really nasty surprise when you hit Heathrow.
No, pack that jumper, pack that hoodie. You never know. Point number 3, you want to complete your Thailand digital arrival card. For a key before you arrive, they're going to ask for it. Save yourself the hassle waiting 15-20 minutes at the side when you can just breeze on through and give it to them, let them check you out, and then you can exit.
I think we forgot to do that last time we came, and it just added like not even 15 minutes, I think it's about half an hour, because you have to download and complete an individual form for everybody, including the kids. So it was just like such a faff after such a long flight. You want just simplicity. And we also printed ours this time, and I'm not an advocate for printing things ever, but I think that was a really smart move because it just meant it was so easy to just hand all our documents over. Did you hear about the scam though?
What scam?
Yeah, so there is a scam online, so you need to make sure that you're visiting this website. We'll drop it in the video when completing your TDA, they call it, because there's a couple of scammers who are charging. This is a free form to fill in and a free document, so just make sure you're on the official government website.
Point number 4, you want to download Grab. Grab is amazing. It's got your transport services, you can order food and etc. When you arrive at the airport, you want to have a swift way of ordering that taxi, similar to Uber, just so you can swiftly exit. Otherwise you may just be waiting after you've left the airport for quite a while.
They have a system where you take a ticket and then queue outside, but it's also really hot. We've done that before and I wouldn't recommend doing it again. Download Grab or find some other ways to maybe pre-arrange your transport, or say if you're staying in a hotel first, they often offer this as a service, and after a long flight it's much easier. Really relevant for families mostly. Make sure you have enough entertainment for your children. Obviously with all these modern aircraft carriers, they have in-flight entertainment, and I say that's great for children 5 and above. However, if you do have kids under the age of 5, it can be good to bring a screen maybe that they're familiar with the interface. So a 3-year-old knows how to work her way around the iPad, can kind of select what she wants to watch on Netflix, so there's less involvement required from me and dad. But also those of you that are not necessarily, you're sleeping anyway, those of you that are not necessarily into screen time, I think it's a great choice to bring something like some busy books or arts and crafts, something that they can do to keep themselves occupied whilst they're awake. Or sometimes just bring everything, because let's be honest, the more options the better, and you're less likely to hear the phrase I'm bored.
Number 5, we are going to talk about packing that suitcase. Don't overdo it. For us relocating, moving to a different country, we got carried away. I think we ended up overpacking, and then what happened at checkout, they weighed it and it was
too heavy,
so we ended up paying the heavy charge.
I would like to point out that I did actually buy a scale. It's about £2, but I think you weighed a bag and the scale broke.
That was the sign to take things out.
We were freestyling
Yeah, we
the
did
holding,
freestyle.
and I think we did pretty good. We're only over about 1 kg per bag, but it goes back to your point.
Just pack light.
Yeah.
You don't need much. We still have things that we was going to ship over, but I'm in the view of we don't really need those things.
We're shipping them over.
We survived without it, so what is the need of shipping it over?
I'm just going to be straight. You don't need that jumper. You don't need your favourite tracksuit.
There were so many things in the suitcase, I was in shock myself. Like, what do I need this for? It was maybe the hoarder in me. I packed so much, I didn't want to let things go. In reality, in this heat, this weather, I don't need that jumper.
Should we be honest?
What?
I packed it with a friend, and because you are a hoarder, as you say, I was fearful of throwing anything away. Therefore, you have ended up with surplus.
You packed my bag and you carried certain items over because you believe I'm a hoarder, which there is some truth to it. However, we didn't need all those stuff, and we would have avoided paying the extra penalty charge at the time. We was super mad inside.
Also, things are really affordable here, clothing wise, so if there is stuff which you maybe thought you bought X, Y, Z, you can replace it here and it's not an issue.
That is all of our tips. Hopefully that is useful for you. Some of these things are common sense, but just want to give you these ideas, our experiences with it.
To make it smoother for you.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff.